similar to Armando, our next honoree made that NCAA transition look seamless, becoming Chapman's first Division III 1,000-point scorer and all-region selection. Not an easy feat in basketball, where you basically need to be one of the top 20, 30 players in the country to earn regional honors. His teams did nothing but win. We won a lot over the 4 years, helped set in motion a run of 23 straight winning seasons. Here's a tribute video to Toby Curto, basketball student athlete, the class of 1997.
So Toby was kind of the blueprint of what we were looking for in a player, a person, and a student athlete.
I mean, the guy could absolutely jump out the gym. I don't think people knew the type of athlete he was. He had exceptional body control and understood angles.
He could score, he could drive it, he was a good defender, and he could even slam dunk it. For people who don't know it, I will verify he was a great athlete and he could dunk the basketball.
Toby's greatest quality was his intelligence. I don't think I've played with a smarter basketball player than Toby Curto. He had this innate ability to understand how people would react in certain situations and then use that to his advantage.
He just became a tremendous leader for us. 4-year starter, scored a lot of points. He always was assigned to guard the other team's best guard. He was a well-rounded player.
I'm going to call him just instant offense. He really was a player that if you needed a bucket, you could go to him, and he would get a good 2 points for you or 3. He had one of the best pull-up jump shots that I remember off the dribble. It was unguardable in my opinion.
Well, Toby never had a bad day. You know, he came to practice every day, ready to practice. And that's a big thing I feel about life with anything, the consistency. He was really a consistent player, but a consistent person. He wasn't a great vocal leader per se, where he's yelling and screaming, but boy, did he lead by example. And when he said something, players listened to him and they all gravitated toward him.
There was always a quality with Toby that I admired that I'm not sure I ever told him I admired. He couldn't be rattled. It didn't, like, no one could get into his head.
One word, I'd say dependable. Like I said, you knew what you were going to get out of him. You were going to get a no-nonsense player on the court. You were going to get somebody in practice who worked really hard every single day, made everybody else better. And then off the court, you just knew he was a true friend. He was a real down-to-earth guy. Toby, congratulations. This is long overdue. But I'm finally glad that you're getting the recognition that you deserve. It's been a pleasure playing with you. It was a pleasure playing with you.
You made our program a very good program for your 4 years, and we've continued to be pretty good. Your leadership, I appreciate your leadership. I miss coaching you, I really do, because you were so easy to coach, and you, like I said before, you made our program a good program, and you made me a better coach. So I appreciate it. Hey, good luck to you, and again, congratulations, well-deserved Hall of Fame.
Remember where this started? It was Wednesday, orientation week. You and I sat on the sidelines at the gym, waiting for our turn for pickup. And you and I were both thinking the same thing. Do we belong? But it seems you've answered that question. Congratulations on Cooperstown. I can't imagine anyone from our era more deserving. Congrats, buddy. Love you.
Tribute to Toby, and you know, something that stood out for me, freshman year, 4-year starter, right? Where are you, Toby? I gotta lock eyes with you. Where are you, buddy? Sorry, there you are. 4-year starter, right? Freshman year, what happened after that freshman year? That program turned immensely, right? What was it, a 15-year winning streak, you know, being positive in terms of games won, and I know that Toby had an amazing part of that. Again, Division II, Division III, transitional time, excelling in both. Truly, truly remarkable. I want to share one last item across the board here. I want to share what the criteria selection looks like when we go to induct someone in the hall. And I will promise you, I'll reel this back to Toby, right? Obviously, we look at what has the athlete done on the playing field, court, or in the water with all the accolades, the records, and so forth. Then we look at what did they do in the classroom academically, right? Student is before athlete, student athlete. Then we look at what was their impact on campus, what they do to make Chapman University or Chapman College better. And lastly, what are they doing now extended in their life, right? And I think you know where I'm going with this. I want to openly say to Toby, thank you for your service. He's a colonel in the Army, guys, right? Thank you for your service. Thank you for the legal matters you do to make this country better. You are an amazing representation of Chapman and what this Hall of Fame stands for. So here we are, we've arrived. Coach Bo, where you at? I got to lock eyes with Coach Bo, right there. All right, listen. Coach Bo, Umal, everybody. There he is, sorry, Coach. We've arrived. This is special, I know. So I would like the entire basketball family and the extended Chapman family to please join me right now in welcoming the newest member into the Chapman University Athletic Hall of Fame, and that's Toby Curto.
Yeah!
So good evening. Thank you for that very kind tribute. I'm not sure most of it was true, but I really do appreciate the opportunity to be up here. When we were getting ready for this, Doug Aiken was sending out numerous emails to get us all ready, and he asked us to do two things in particular. Number one was use notes, which our first speaker did not, and number two was keep it to 5 minutes, which our second speaker surely did not. Stunningly well, so it's my privilege and honor to be up here. So thank you to the selection committee for choosing me for this honor. I feel very undeserving of it. Thank you also to anyone who had a hand in putting this great event together. I've planned these types of events before, and I know they are not easy to do. This night has gone wonderfully. It's been an absolutely awesome experience. So thank you very much. When I think back to my time at Chapman, I'm struck by the number of things that I learned that have paid off for me in my life, right? Character, discipline, hard work, teamwork, all of those things that we learn as athletes. When General Douglas MacArthur was the superintendent at the United States Military Academy at West Point, he said, upon the fields of friendly strife are sown the seeds, which on other fields, on other days, will bear the fruits of victory. So those of us who have participated in any types of athletics, but certainly athletics at the collegiate level and the D3 level, know that what we had done for us was seeds planted deeply, and we have the opportunity to have them bear fruit on other fields, in other occasions, and I'm tremendously thankful for all that was instilled in me in my time here. But I, of course, didn't do this alone. None of us do. So there are many people that I would like to thank and recognize briefly this evening. The first is my Savior, Jesus Christ, who continues to bless me far beyond what I deserve. Secondly, to my teammates, some of whom are here this evening, and good friends. Those of you who were so instrumental in pushing me on the court. I know you said all these nice things about me, but it was really my ability to look up to you, to be motivated each and every day, to be pushed, to want to compete so that I could be better, to want to compete so that I didn't let you down, to want to compete so that you knew that you had a teammate who was going to be there for you in the same way that I knew you would be there for me. So thank you. And good friends who I've had throughout the years, even if we didn't compete together on the basketball court or other fields. You've taught me so much, you've motivated me, you continue to be an inspiration to me today, and so I'm very thankful for that. To my coaches, there were many throughout the years, two of whom I want to recognize this evening. The first was my assistant basketball coach, long before he was your athletic director. and that's Coach Bozel. So I learned so much from that man, and when Coach Bukowski talked about me playing defense, it was mostly Coach Bozel that was getting me to play defense, and it was mostly him yelling at me about how poorly I was playing defense, and not running through picks, and not reading the passing lanes well. But Coach, thank you so much for pushing me in so many ways. And then, of course, to the inestimable Mike Bukowski, who's still here. I have the awesome privilege of being able to stand here this evening with the very basketball coach that I had almost 30 years ago today. So Coach, you taught us so much on that basketball court. You taught me how to compete. You got more out of me than I think anyone would have expected or anybody would have thought was even possible. And I'm very thankful to you. I'm reminded of the words, the almost unimprovable words from the poem If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to you, hold on. How many times did I want to quit? How many times did I want to give up? How many times was I convinced I could not have pulled it off? And yet, Coach, you continue to encourage me, you continue to motivate me, you continue to yell at me and to kick me in the butt and tell me to pick myself up and get going again. And so from an entire generation now of young men who have grown up under your tutelage, thank you very much. To my parents who are unable to be here this evening, and my brothers and sisters, thank you for your encouragement, your love and support throughout all the years. My dad is traveling out of the country. My mom actually passed away about 18 months ago, but was aware of my nomination because this all occurred like 4 years ago, and then a whole bunch of stuff got in the way, and was very honored and humbled and proud of me for being nominated. Though ironically, if there was a time of my life that she detested, it was the white hair phase of college, which apparently was the only time they took photos of me. So she was mildly disappointed that that's how I would be remembered. I know that she was very proud of me, and my father continues to be very proud of me. And then finally to my wife and children, I've been through and watched enough Army promotion ceremonies that you always have to remember to thank your family, so I was not going to forget that. But Rachel and I have been married for 24 years. We have 5 awesome kids, Steven, Jackson, and Alex, who are out of the house and away from us now, and so Mom and Dad don't buy them free plane tickets to California anymore. But my 2 daughters, Kate and Taylor, who are here this evening, thank you so much for your support, for your devotion, and your encouragement throughout all the years. We have moved 16 times in the Army. We've had many long nights, weekends, and year-long deployments apart from each other. But you have always been so steadfast and so solid. I have asked these children numerous times to go join a new school, get all embedded in that school. They get pulled out of that school and do the cycle all over again. And they do so without complaining, without grumbling, and they are just absolute rock stars. You literally had nothing to do with any of my time at Chapman whatsoever, but you've had everything to do with everything that has happened to me since. So thank you very much, and I love you. For the last almost 23 years, I've had the privilege of being an attorney and an officer in the United States Army. The best army the world has ever seen, in the largest, oldest, and I would say most distinguished law firm in the entire United States. And also, though, and most importantly, the best leader development organization in the entire world. For 23 years almost, I've had the opportunity to have young men, or I've had older men and women who have taught me, who have trained me, who have demonstrated excellence for me, who have prodded my intellect, who have motivated me, and have made me want to be a better person and a leader. And now I'm the old guy in the Army, and I get to have young soldiers and young attorneys who are cutting their teeth in the law, and more seasoned professionals. And we get to file motions, and we get to try cases, and we get to advise commanders, and we get to deploy, and we get to do all those really cool things. But what we do more than anything is we talk about character, and we talk about discipline, and we talk about leadership, to be stewards of the profession, to be servants in our calling. And I've had the success that I've had and the opportunities to do this in no small part because of the very lessons that were instilled in me upon the fields of friendly strife here at Chapman University. So to everyone here this evening, Thank you for all you have done to support this organization, this university, but also in support of us this evening. Go Army, beat Navy.